Welcome to DC.
And here it comes. Swing and a miss. And a World Series Game 7 winning Curly W is in the books.
Dagger! It's 1974. The Washington Capitals are the 2018 Stanley Cup champions.
You like that? I like that.
You gotta like that, right?
Despite all this, despite the churn, my approval ratings keep going up.
We are ready to give our 500% support back to this franchise, back to this city, back to this team after Snyder leaves. And then this is the poo-poo you put on the field.
For the very first time, the Washington Mystics are WNBA champions.
The Washington Commanders select Jaden Daniels.
I'm going to support fake teams that can't ruin my life.
Did you call bank? I call game.
Thank you. Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business.
Oh boy, what a week it has been in Washington, D.C. My name is Joe. FP is here. Andy is here. The show is DTC. Boys, honestly, I was struggling to come up with where do we start tonight because I know FP is going to want to jump into all things Caps. But I got to be honest, oh God, I know you're going to be pissed. The RFK deal is the biggest story in DC right now.
Let's go Caps.
No,
all right. Let's go RFK. Let's go RFK.
But I think we got to talk about the stadium. I know the Caps are playing. I know they are, the last DC team standing right now, right? And we should be paying attention, and we probably could be leading off the show with that. But the RFK news is literally 25 years in the making. For all the years that we've had to deal with FedEx and Snyder and Goose Allen and maybe this and maybe DC will allow us to do this and blah, blah, blah. This happened. It's incredible that this all came together in the span of, if you look at Harris's tenure as owner now, he bought the team, he hired a coach, he redid everything. Andy's getting cute with the camera over there. I see you, Andy. I see you. And then in the span now of under 2 years, or a little over, I guess I have to do the math here. I'm trying to remember when Burgundy and Sold was, but the deal is done and it goes now to voting and all this nonsense about the council members flexing, pretending it's not going to get through. They're insane. That freaking, concrete structure that's just sitting there doing nothing. Like, don't tell me reinvigorating that area and reinvesting in that location and bringing the team home to DC is not amazing for the city. It's not amazing for the players. It's not amazing for the fans. This is where we belong. They got to do it. And like I said, this is the biggest story. I know the draft just happened. We have a draft lottery next week. The Caps obviously are still alive, but we have to talk about the stadium.
I don't think I've ever heard Joe. I don't think I've ever heard you so psyched about any DC topic.
It's crazy. I'm talking about a building, but this is huge. I love the team. I hate going to FedEx. I don't want to go to Maryland. If I never step foot in Maryland again, I would be totally fine. There is nothing there for me. It's just mouth breathers and people with weird accents, and they think their crabs are amazing. Guess what? Your crabs are imported from Louisiana. I don't want to hear about the stupid crabs. I don't want to hear about the stupid Orioles. I don't want to hear about the stupid Ravens, although I love their draft. This is a big deal for Commanders fans, man. Like, this is Joe's
subconscious realtor coming out. Anything that has to do with
he's selling it to me right now.
Am I wrong? Have we not been? We've been promised RFK for how long? How many terrible administrations? How many seasons of Goose Allen calling Kurt did we have to endure? And we just said, okay, it's okay because he's here to get a deal done. Did he ever get a deal done? Did he ever get close to a deal? No.
Because nobody wanted to make a deal with the devil. That's all it came down to. The devil was sent away, and everybody came to play. I'm just
talk about curses. Right now. We can talk about all this stuff, but this is a huge deal. Have you boys seen the renders? The renders are gorgeous.
Are beautiful.
The renders are gorgeous.
If you give me, I think I'm one of the few. I want a fixed, transparent roof. I don't want it open.
Oh, you're full dome. No sun.
I'm full dome as long as it's full transparent like the render. I would love that. And you give me full views of the Capitol. Yeah.
Oh my God. We need this. We need this.
It would be beautiful. The thing with the stadium is, and I think Josh Harris has the team together based off these renderings, and the understanding of what needs to come around the stadium as well. I think there was something about like minimum parking spaces allotted or whatever like that.
It's looking like 8,000
8,000 spaces or whatever, some for tailgating.
It's not terrible. That's enough for your tailgaters and like your professional tailgates. Yeah, but the rest of us that don't necessarily have to drive.
Give me a pavilion. Let me walk. Let me metro in, drink, enjoy some good restaurants, some food. Enjoy
your girl
the game
in the first ward who was talking about we need to spend on our schools.
I don't know who that donk was.
You've been wasting money for 25 years.
She clearly didn't. She clearly didn't read the proposal.
No.
Because all of that DC money that's coming in is for infrastructure. It's to fix everything around RFK right now. The whole point, like, I mean, it's such a beautiful render, and the biggest point, and we mentioned this in the chat, is if Roger Goodell is coming to DC to sit down for this announcement. Nobody likes Roger Goodell, but you have to understand the magnitude of the NFL commissioner.
I don't know
coming in for this. No. I think this is.
Wasn't Adam Silver standing next to Leonsis when he was announcing the move in Alexandria? Didn't that happen too?
No, Silver wasn't there.
I think he was.
No, nobody cares about the Wizards. You're going against my entire point. This is Roger Goodell and the NFL saying we want DC back to be a premier team. It is good for the NFL. It's good for the league. It's good for the brand. Yeah. And him showing up just emphasizes that.
That's fair.
And then when you get the question of will you get the Super Bowl here easier, and he's like, basically, he's like, yeah, definitely. Like,
okay,
you're 100%
okay. So there's a couple things here. I don't think you have to have the dome to get the Super Bowl because
1,000% you do.
No, you don't. But New York hosted a Super Bowl.
No, that's not going to happen again. The NFL is not going to let that happen.
But it has happened before. Like for all the years they've been playing a Super Bowl, how many of them were on the frozen tundra of Green Bay or whatever?
Not going to happen anymore.
And they just hosted the ratings. The Seahawks one was in the 2012, 2013, whatever. I hear you.
Just hosted. It was 20 years ago.
2012.
10 years ago.
No, it's 10 years ago. I understand. But I like the idea of sunroof. I like being able to open because that means you have real grass on the inside, not turf.
No.
Can't have grass and a fixed roof. I don't know. Andy, where do you come in on this? You want a dome or you want
dome?
Full dome.
Full dome. The idea of a retractable roof.
Like a day like today, you wouldn't want to be outside?
I would love the idea of a retractable roof. I just don't think it's realistic because there's a lot of maintenance that goes in with it already. Money is going to be real tight, and I don't know where they're gonna, whether the tickets for like the common, family who goes once a year, like what's that gonna look like for?
Hopefully they rip off the Atlanta model and just make everything like $4 and just make sure you fill it all the time.
I'm also worried about
maintenance.
I mean, it's right across the river, right? Like we know what's across the river, and
Are you talking M&T Bank?
Let me get ready to censor.
No, I'm talking about like the crime and
but the crime is high
surrounding the area. I'm curious how the new stadium, the new buildings, new restaurants, and all that.
If you build it, they will come. Right.
Yeah. Let me introduce you to a word called gentrification, where it pushes out the low income.
Let me introduce you to Tyson's Corner.
Yeah, this isn't. I think the answer is somewhere in the middle, right? Like right now, you have a building that is doing nothing except attracting negative energy. I mean, and that's putting it very politely. We saw this not too long ago with Leonsis saying, "I got to get out of the city." Well, what helped him to change his tune? The city committing to patrolling the area, cleaning up the crime. Like these things will happen. If you're building a mixed-use facility that's going to be a 9 to 10 month a year venue for concerts and WWE and the rodeo, which hasn't come through DC since the original Capitol Center. I went and looked it up. The rodeo used to come through DC. If you build it, it will come. Like my point is, you will use the facility, right? Like no one's using FedEx or I forget what it's called, whatever it is. Right. Like occasionally, like Lexus or BMW rents the whole thing out to make like a course for rich people to drive through. Like it's not a destination. Look at what's happening right now in LA. LA has 0 fans, 0. But the building,
and so far it's used nonstop.
It's used nonstop, right? And that's the model here. Vegas is another good example of this. There aren't enough local Vegas residents to care about having a professional team in Vegas, but it's always full because people will come. DC is still a destination city. I believe this in my heart. I'm not being a homer. People see DC on the schedule if they're from Cincinnati or from Cleveland or from Green Bay or from anywhere, and they're like, I've never been. Like, we
a
are
lot of
still
history buffs, a lot of
yeah, people will come and turn it into a weekend. Like, if you build it and you stick some restaurants in there, and I love the idea of a pavilion, like almost like a Jerry's World, where the whole thing is just a huge campus, right? Where you can, it's not like a series of restaurants, right? It's kind of all designed in one, like with one design language, where you can freely walk around between all the different things, put a park in there for kids and dogs. It's going to be great. I we've already talked about this for 10 minutes, but like, this is a huge deal.
Apps.
I know. It's a huge deal because it's been so long in the making, right? And the few council members that are going to be, they're going to try to, go high and mighty, and we don't need this, and we need to spend on schools. Like, they're going to get shouted down so quickly.
I think it's going to be a good thing, but I'm really curious to see if, it's going to be 60% opposing team fans or not.
Well, you got to make it smaller. I think if you control, like and this is not a DC specific problem. I don't think there's a single city right now in America where you can build an 80,000 person stadium for a professional team.
Because
forget about college, because that fan base is built in.
You have to compete with the comfort of home, and that's why I'm another.
Well, it's also the transient nature of our area.
Transient nature, but comfort of home. Everybody now has a 70-inch TV, flat screen, great setup, streaming, quad box, like just behind you. There's so many options now compared to back in the day when you're watching it on a little crappy CRT tube box. The game was a better experience. But now when you're home, HD cameras, multiple angles, everything's great.
TV is way better.
Nobody's gonna fill full stadiums anymore until it's a playoff game. Until that stadium starts rocking with a crowd.
I think 55 to 60,000 is the number you need to be at. Like, I think that's where it belongs.
I gave you a segue, Joe. Playoff game, crowd.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, listen, I know. Okay. Let's talk about the Caps.
How are you not excited to talk about the Caps?
It's not that I'm not excited, but the show is called
He didn't watch the game.
This show is called Defeating the Curse, and I have to bring this up. Don't make me mute you. We have to at least acknowledge it, because a couple of weeks, why is it called Defeating the Curse? This is why. The Caps own the historical NHL record for most series losses when up 3-1, which is exactly where they are right now. So if you want to talk about curses and why the show exists and why personally I am very pessimistic, until they put this away, every time I see 3-1 and the Capitals associated with it, I'm out. I can't watch it. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's too painful. If they manage to lose at home tomorrow night, like, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. They have to put this team away. I said it after game 1, and you guys were like, oh, you're being too hard on them, whatever. It's okay that they had to go to overtime to beat a team they were beating by 2 goals. You remember that conversation? It was less than a week ago. Yes, and now here we are. And now here we are again. Is anybody confident they're going to close them out?
Yes, I am.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Listen, that hit by Tom Wilson. We're not starting this Capitals talk without me giving all of the love in the world for that hit by Tom Wilson. That was a series-changing hit. His hit on Carrier, wiping him out in the neutral zone, completely breaking his spirit, making him wobble off the ice. The Canadians scrambling. You immediately get the game-tying goal. You immediately start getting your empty netters. That was a game-changing series, and that is why we love Tom Wilson. I was talking to LP about this yesterday. Tom Wilson is the Draymond Green of the NFL, of the NHL. Every single fan base, every single person hates Tom Wilson, but because he's ours, we love him. But if Draymond Green was on the Bullets, we would love him.
But I think you're being very generous.
No. Tom Wilson is the goon that every single NHL team.
My point is he's and yeah, I'm with you on that. But he is a much better hockey player.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. That's not a debate.
He's maybe like a Ron Artest-ish, right? Meta World Peace.
I'll give you Meta World Peace, but that hit was just incredible. And this series, listen, the 3-1 thing. Okay, 3 of them happened before the OV era, right? It was like 87, 92, and 95, I think, right? So those don't count. That hockey wasn't the same hockey as it is now. So you can't bring that up. 2010 is the concerning one because it's against the Canadians, and this is kind of a repeat of the 2010 playoffs, right? So if you want to talk curse and jinx, this or that, we can go there. I'll embrace you on that one. Another one was the freaking Rangers in 2015, and that was just terrible. I mean, you lost Game 7 in overtime. It was just an awful experience for a Caps fan. But I'm not worried about this team as long as they can keep the mistakes down. If you do not go into the penalty box, because our PK does not work against the Canadians all of a sudden. If you keep it clean, and there was a very good effort last game, Game 4, of not taking the bait, of not taking the fights, of not taking the BS that the Canadians kept doing from whistle to whistle, you will win the game. And that's all it comes down to, is just controlling everything. And when you have a home crowd now, right, where our fans are going to amp our team up, it's completely it's unrealistic that you're going to get this win, or not 100%. Unrealistic.
100%. And I think a little part, at least from a fan's perspective, I think the Caps might have been looking past the Canadians in the just big overall picture. Because they are the better team, and it's evident in like 90% of the series gameplay. Like, they are the better team, and they beat themselves a lot of the times.
They gave up 6 goals the other night.
I got it.
That's not a real give up 6
but
goals.
Also,
don't look at box score. That wasn't a real give up 6 goals.
The Canadians are literally scratching and clawing at any little grime tactic, like picking fights after period ends, or little cheap shoves when play stops. Like, they are literally scratching and clawing for any kind of advantage, because they know, like, we are completely outmatched, 100% outmatched, and like, we have to do something to get them out of their game. Like, this is going to be a 5-game series. I said it at the beginning. It's either going to be a sweep, or they might take one game, and they did take that one game. I'm not worried about this. And the only way the Caps lose this series, it's not going to happen. I don't knock on wood, but the only way this happens is if they beat themselves, lose focus, and look past the Canadians.
You can't say it's not going to happen, because they own the record for it happening the most times in history.
I just argued that, man. It's not a real thing, okay? This is
what does that mean?
It's talking heads pulling at strings. That's like comparing the 2010.
So now you don't believe in curses. You don't believe in curses. That's
I'm not saying I don't believe in curses,
but luck only counts when it's for you, not against you.
That means when you're comparing like the 92 Redskins to the 2013 Redskins. There's no comparison.
I'm stating a fact. The Capitals own the record for crapping the bed the most in the history of the league when up 3-1. That's just a fact. It's not my opinion. It's a fact. That's why it's a curse.
I don't believe in that curse.
Oh, see, that's what I'm getting at. Is you're picking and choosing your curses. That's fine.
I'm not picking and choosing the curse, because it's not a real curse. It's not the curse of the 3-1 series lead.
Okay, so it's just to you, it's just a thing.
It's just a thing. It's a coincidence. It's not an actual curse. It's not like every time we go up 3-1, we choke, right? And sometimes when you go up 3-1, it's not in the first round. It's not a thing.
So I'm going to call for an emergency pod after they drop tomorrow night. Okay, and then we're going to have the same conversation.
The urge I just had to violate, punch, and destroy everything Joe Azer crap. I can't. I just
listen, guys,
I've never been more angry.
I want them to win. I'm just stating that it's not a done deal. It's not a
it's not a done deal.
It's not a done deal.
It's not done until it's done. I 100% agree.
But can we be positive, right? You have contributions from Strome. LT rose from the dead.
Protas comes back.
Protas is supposed to come back. Duhaime had a fantastic game. Mangiapane had a fantastic game.
For how many weeks now, though?
Chychrun and TVR are doing fantastic on defense.
And to Andy's point, right? If they were looking past Montreal a little bit, like with good reason, right? I mean,
it's the Canes, and the Canes have our number.
Right. Like this is like we need to close out, and we need somehow the Devils to extend that series a little bit, right? I know.
I hope so, but it won't happen.
But you both got them winning. You got wins tomorrow.
I have Cap 1. I think after seeing the chaos in Game 3, I think all DC fans are going to go into Capital 1 and just make it explode. Like the Rock the Red will be bigger and louder and crazier than it's been probably since 2018. Like, it is going to be insane tomorrow. That is my hope.
It's fair to say this is their best team since that team.
Yes,
right?
100%.
There's no debate on that, right? And they can.
You know what's interesting too, Joe? Sorry to cut you off. There was a long window where Carberry actually had Ovechkin on the bench.
Yes.
Yeah.
Last game.
It looks strategic.
I think so. I think he.
Yeah.
I think he
went over to him and said, I heard somebody, I think it was Locked On Caps. Occasionally I check out that podcast so I can sound intelligent when talking about the Caps. They actually said, like, it seemed like pregame they were discussing a tactic where if he didn't need to play, he wasn't going to play.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's fine by me. Like, I trust Carbs 1,000,000,000%.
Yeah.
Right. I'm whatever call he wants to make. It's fine. It's fine. I have no issue with it. But we'll see what happens. I hope they win. I hope they put it away. I'm just nervous. That's all. It's just
they just got to stay focused. If they stay focused, stick to the game plan, and at home,
no stupid penalties. And
when do the Canes play? Who's up first? Do we both play tomorrow night? I gotta check it out because that would I think weigh on their psyche too. I don't know when the Canes play, but if
Canes are playing right now. They're down 3-0.
Okay, so like that,
fantastic.
That's what we want to see. Very good. Okay,
that series is 3-1 or 3-0.
3-1.
3-1.
Devils took one. I think the Devils took the second game on that one.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay, we'll see what happens. I want to pivot. I want to get back into the NFL. I want to talk draft. I want to talk Shador, and then I want to talk local team, if that's okay. Well, I'll give you guys a choice. Which one do you want to talk about first?
Well, I'm ready to go Sanders.
Does anyone else feel bad for him?
Nope.
So this is wild to me. I'm the only person. I said it in the chat too, expecting at least Matt the Met or somebody to have a heart and be like, yeah, it does suck that he fell from the first round to the 5th after he built a shrine for himself. But no one seems to care at all.
I mean, he built the hype for him. Who actually had him going in the first besides, like, the hype? And why? Why is the hype around him besides the loudmouth, Deion Sanders as his dad, the spotlight on him as Deion Sanders' son, the drama in Colorado as the coach, quarterback, head coach, son, father, son thing. Like, he's a great quarterback, I think, in my opinion, but he doesn't.
He's a brother.
He doesn't have. Yeah, he doesn't have.
He's not great.
What's great about him, right? Like, what are his, like?
You think Shador Sanders is Kirk Cousins?
He's the black Kirk
Can
Cousins.
someone answer my question? What are his, like? What is good about him? Somebody tell me his intangibles. Like, what is so great about him?
I got
fast. He's got no arm strength, really. Like, what is so great about him? Can he read a defense?
There, he's a loud mouth. He's very
popular. 74% completion rate, 37 touchdowns last season. I mean, it's college. Anybody could throw 37. Dwayne Haskins, RIP, threw 50 touchdowns. Like,
that's right.
Like, come on, college stats are different.
I think the disservice to him though was the puffery going in by all the talking heads saying he was a upper mid.
I don't think it was that either.
I mean, come on. You got Mel Kiper yelling on ESPN saying that the league doesn't know how to. It's a lap. I mean, Mel's done, right? I mean, he
has all his takes.
He's yelling saying the NFL hasn't been able to correctly evaluate quarterbacks for 50 years. I'm like, who are you? Like, you're relevant for 5 minutes every year. Like, I don't mind the shtick, but like, this idea of it's collusion, but even your boy Skip and all of them are saying it's a shame what's happened. He's getting Kaepernick. No, he's just not a good quarterback.
First of all, you can't say that in an NFL draft or the first overall pick was an African-American athlete.
Of course not.
You just can't. You can't make this a talking point. It makes no sense.
I understand some of it in the sense that you don't want the circus that comes with him. You don't want the pressure on your coach.
I don't think that was the issue.
Fired because Sanders is coming, right? Because Deion's going to come coach.
I think a lot of the emphasis should be on what the Giants and Dable basically said was he came in, he was unprepared, he bombed this interview. We don't want him. And the NFL draft and the pre-draft process, it's a job interview. And this goes far and wide past the NFL. Gen Z
also
kids, I'll be old man here. Gen Z kids don't know how to interview. And you're going to see this more and more and more, where unless you're a perfectly practiced, prepared agent all over you interview, your draft stock is falling.
Yeah. a crazy talent can outweigh a bad interview process in a very, very, very specific and singular cases, right? Manziel comes to mind, for example.
Yeah. But a fantastic interview can make your mediocre talent look like you might want to give it a second look. Maybe that's where you take somebody early.
Well, and that's actually exactly what happened here in DC with Connerly, right? Like
exactly.
his stock was very high because of the way he worked out and interviewed with the team. But going back to Sanders for a moment, I mean, the teams that were in position to draft him, well, everyone had a chance, right? Because how many picks from every team, anybody could have drafted him. I do think there's something to be said though about having your dad be, you know, in his own right, a thriving coach or maybe an ascending coach in the college ranks. I don't know if you want that pressure on your front office, you know, or the charade that comes with it. But Sanders didn't do himself any favors either. The Shrine, it was very, very tacky, very weird. And by comparison, when you look at every video comparing Cam Ward and Shador, like the delta was massive. To even to me, like I'm not a talent evaluator.
100%.
The zip on Cam's ball, the size and the stature of like that. He's just very present, very, very big bodied. And you know, if you're the Titans, you're gonna. I mean, you have to ascribe to the Clay Travis model of draft quarterbacks every year until you get one or two that you trust. I like what they did picking up someone like Baldwin too. He's just gonna run across the middle of the field, and Cam's gonna beam a ball at him 200 miles an hour consistently. Like that. That's the playbook for the Titans. And personally, I think I'm fine with it. But for Shador, like not only did he fall to the 5th round, like there's no guaranteed money, or it's significantly smaller after he's been spending. The charade with the retirement of the jersey and all this stuff. But then he's going to Cleveland after all this, right? The place that his dad was very openly saying, like, I would go anywhere except Cleveland. The irony of being drafted by Cleveland and now having to, you know, eat the dog food, it's tough. It just mentally, I would imagine it's super tough. Like once he's in the locker room and working out and in the QB room, everything will be okay. Like
I don't think so, Joe. Like he's an arrogant MF.
Yeah. If you see the sideline footage of him,
you don't think
exactly.
I think there was snaps him into shape quick.
Absolutely not. There was I saw a clip. I don't know if it was college or high school where the opposing quarterback was coming to shake his hand, right? And Shador didn't shake his hand. He's like, "Yeah, you talking all that shit on Instagram still, huh?" And the quarterback's like, "Whatever, dude. Keep talking." And just
he's an immediate locker room cancer.
Yeah, it is not going to work out in the NFL for him.
I think the pros will knock him down a peg or 2 or 3 or 10 very quickly. And frankly, when the Giants traded back into the 1st round, and I do like again the prank call and that stuff. Like I'm
that was not
bothers me. In the end, it's a prank call. Like get over yourself. It's not the end of the world. But the Giants trading back in and then taking what's his face Jackson Jackson Dart, who in his own way was a terrible interview. If you saw the clips with him with Gruden, oh my god.
The Giants always needed Daniel Jones.
I know, yes, but like I said, I just felt a little bad for him, right? It's he's fine. He's a professional athlete. He'll be fine. Like
honestly, the bigger headline is the Browns essentially saved $40 to $45 million by picking him up in the 5th round.
Yeah,
like
they also traded their top pick, right? I mean,
yes,
they moved down. Yeah,
they moved down. So like in one draft, they almost undid. Half of the damage from the Deshaun. Yeah, like it was fantastic.
Also, they're how many QBs do they have? Like they have 6 quarterbacks.
Because they drafted the guy in the 3rd. They pulled the 2012 Redskins.
And they have Kenny Pickett.
But as long
Russell or something.
Flacco,
yeah.
I mean, Flacco should be the guy there. He's still got it. But regardless, like when you're a team that doesn't have a quarterback, you need 3, 4, 5, and you 100%. Just constant evaluation. I know nobody wants to burn picks.
Who's going to make the team? Who's going to make the team?
2 or 3 of them might make the team, but like you've got. I do like that methodology though. Just keep drafting them, like because when you get one, like it's the equivalent of the lot, like truly winning the lottery when you get one. If you have one, you're competing.
It feels like here in DC.
That's right. And if you don't have one, you're not. I mean, exactly right. Like this is the legit the first draft in almost a decade.
None of us watched.
That not only I mean, I very sparingly watched because of the low draft pick, right? I mean, there was all of the. I mean, okay, it's a little bit different for you, but when was the last time we went into a draft without, you know, legitimately needing a quarterback, right? Or looking at it and saying, well,
Yeah.
we're always evaluating quarterback. The one position that you don't need right now is quarterback. And I do. Let's talk about the Commanders draft here. I love the Connerly pick. I know some people felt like it was a little bit high, but you know what? You're not getting him with your next pick 25 picks later or 30 picks. It's not going to happen. I mean, I understand people were killing him for not being super excited about being a Commander. That doesn't really bother me at all. Like, he's a professional at this point. I don't care whether he's excited or not. I want him to perform on the field, and I want him to perform at a rate commensurate with what he's being paid to do a job, right? Like, I don't really care about the excitement piece at all. I think their best pick though was Trey Amos. I really liked that pick. Like that cornerback pick. I mean, that was a first round talent or evaluated first rounder. I really do like this pick because in our secondary position in particular, that frees up Mikey to move around or go back to where he was on the slot. It's okay. The rest of the picks, I'll be honest, I didn't care for the wide receiver pick at all. Jalen.
Oh, I love that pick. How do you not like that
wide
pick?
Receiver, look, I'm gonna say something I've been saying now for weeks. I don't like the crowded wide receiver.
It's not crowded.
It's very FP. It's very.
We've had this conversation.
It's very crowded. You have Terry and you have
Diami and Ozzy are gone. You now have your break the top guy. You have what is some are dubbing another Deshaun Jackson. You have
Tyreek. I saw Tyreek.
Tyreek, Deshaun Jackson level player where he blows the top off of defense, right? You lost Ozzy, you lost Diami. Debo's your grunt middle of the field slant power receiver guy. Terry's maybe a hybrid of those where he can go deep and also have Terry's like a Pierre Garçon. That's it.
You have
Noah's a wide receiver tight end.
And
he's not a real wide receiver. Luke is a project.
And you have Michael Gallup.
Gallup is a free agency body.
You have like 8 people.
You need depth. You have Jaden Daniels. You need weapons. How can you not like this?
It's too many. So I'm saying, like, of all the things you could have drafted, wide receiver, like, take another cornerback, take a safety.
Have you seen the NFL in the last 5 to 6 years? Have you seen your quarterback and how accurate he is? You need the weapons. Have you seen your offensive coordinator with Cliff Kingsbury and what he can do with more weapons and more routes that he can take the top off of defense? It was a fantastic pick. The best pick of all of them was JCM in the 7th.
Yeah, maybe the
highest. He is a 3rd round talent that would have gone in the 3rd round that you got in the 7th because of his ineligibility, which was some weird red shirt issue. It wasn't even a concern for why he didn't play, but he is a 3rd round running back talent with, again, top end speed, which, listen, we love our running backs. Eckler doesn't have it.
Speed.
Yeah, we need speed in the running back. And he hits those holes fast and hard.
Yeah, I actually like what they did with the UFAs too. I know we're not, nobody really pays attention to the UFAs, but both McDaniel, who plays, I think he's a slot DB if I'm not mistaken, and then Tim McKay, another offensive lineman.
Yes.
Both were like 5th, 6th round, projected.
Yeah.
To get him basically for nothing is great.
You also invited Sean Taylor's brother.
Yeah, which is good. And that one only really matters to us as fans because,
if anything, it's proper PR.
Sure.
And you needed to do it, but it could work out.
He did a Rice, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
he's undersized. The guy's like 5'8".
Maybe he makes the practice squad though. Maybe he runs scout team. Maybe.
Listen, it was a boring draft, right? They did what I wanted to happen, where you take an O lineman first, because I think right now, if everything works out in your favor and you have the line projected the way it's supposed to be, with Connerly maybe going left guard, which puts Brandon Coleman right tackle, and then when Cosme comes back right guard, you might have the best O-line that this team has seen in easily 10 to 12 years, right? We're talking like
it might be top in the NFL.
Definitely in the NFL. Yeah. With and there was a fall off at the end of last year when the injuries started piling on, where Jaden was getting sacked a little bit more, and they were other teams were stunting a little bit more, and the line couldn't hold up. So
we have the depth now. We have the depth.
You have the depth, and that's exactly what I said you needed. Is like one injury derails the entire season. You can't have that anymore. The other pick that we didn't really mention was Medrano, the linebacker, in the 6th round. It's okay. He is. It's funny. He is all of his stats or all of his reviews, everything that people are saying. It's kind of this. This is going to scare you. It's kind of the same thing that they said about Jamin Davis, except we got him in the 6th round, which is probably where Jamin Davis should have gone. But the difference is he's not a project. He's played enough. I think he had 2 solid years in college, but he is somebody where Luvu and Wags are great in the middle, but Wags isn't going to be there forever.
Wags isn't going to run anybody.
Right. So if you have McGee and Medrano learning from Bobby Wagner,
sure,
you're kind of building up that depth.
Like Fletcher before him teaching.
Exactly. You need it because
how would you rate the Commanders draft overall? Because to me, I come in on the side of, and I mean this respectfully, and Adam Peters really hasn't missed here yet. Although we could talk about your boy Lattimore a little bit, but
Lattimore and Amos on the outside is going to be insane.
Sandstrom
and Sandstrom,
Pagano or whatever on the inside and the nickel dime.
How do you rate the draft overall? Like, how do you rate them overall? Because online and like the Talking Heads and Locked On and all the pods and whatever, you have a bunch of people saying it's mediocre, and you have an equal amount saying Peters crushed it and he got great value for his picks. I tend to lean a little bit, if that's the scale, I think I'm a little bit more on the mediocre side, but he didn't have to make a big splash here. Like, he didn't have to go get anything with extreme urgency outside of offensive linemen, and they got a good one.
I will say this: if you address edge rusher right now with some of the remaining free agents out there,
okay,
then I will give this draft a B+. If you don't address the edge rusher and you go into this season really low with production from that position, and it is a very important position, especially in the NFC East.
Yep.
I might give you like a B- C+ on it. I mean, I love the draft, and that's very high criticism from me, but edge is such an important piece.
How do you rate it, Andy? Mediocre?
This one's tough. Like what FT said, edge is so important, and we needed it. We needed it bad last year, and we need it this year. But it's hard to go against the value picks that he got, even though they're not the position. It's not an edge. The value, like, it's so hard to not pick players that should have gone 3 rounds ahead of where they're selected. Like, it's so hard to go against value. Who are our edge rushers right now anyway? Isn't it Armstrong?
Armstrong.
The dude from Dallas, the dude that came with Dan Quinn.
Fowler?
No, he left. He went back to Dallas.
Yeah, he's
gone. We have Celine Ferran or whatever. Anyways, I guess the point is I'm not confident in our defense.
John Baptiste, Armstrong, Johnny Newton, McGee. They're technically, they can do edge.
They won't.
Listen,
so you really don't have anyone.
If they're playing,
anyways, let me give my rating. The draft, I think it was a B. I think it was a good, solid foundational draft. There were no big mistakes. There was no big splash players. It's not an A because we needed an edge badly.
We also needed a running back, and there was some high value ones that they could have had that they passed on. I think I'm going like B-, C+, somewhere in that range. Here's what I'm going to say. Ask me I will rate this class in a year from now or 2 years from now. If these players are all on the team and contributing.
Give me a rating now.
The reason I'm saying it this way, we've had over the last 5 years, right, with the exception of Peter's draft last year, all those players are gone, basically.
Yes.
Right. So if you've drafted players that are going to be here and learn your system and contribute to this team for 3, 4, 5 years, then it's a successful.
The Eagles model is what you're looking for.
Yeah. I mean, the Eagles always sniff out talent. And I got to be honest, I think the best pick in the first round was the dude that the Ravens grabbed, the secondary, the free safety, Malachi Starks. That dude came out of the tunnel and he was ready. He was ready with no pads to get to work, and he wasn't pompous. He didn't beat his chest. He shook Goodell's hand like a gentleman, right? I don't know what the bro hug drives me insane with Goodell. Like you're not at a barbecue. Like you just got drafted into a very elite job, right? Like to treat it with a little bit more respect. I really like I like what Jaden did last year, just coming up and shaking a hand. Not every you're not best friends with Goodell. But anyway, I think they got a stud, and leave it to the Ravens to find a talent late in the first round that will plug right into their secondary and contribute literally.
More annoyingly is the Eagles going up one pick against the Chiefs.
Yes.
To take Jihad Campbell. Jihad? That's what we're calling him? Yeah. Jihad Campbell. He's going to be just another insane inside linebacker a la Bond, and he's gonna be disruptor, and we're gonna see and hear his name immediately.
And with the Eagles in particular, because they let some pieces walk after the win, right?
Very important pieces. Yeah.
Roseman just keeps getting it done, and you got to give him credit, right? Pete from Philly somewhere. I know he listens to every show.
No, we got to change the subject now. It's disgusting.
Well, I mean, okay. Well, the only other topic on my rundown here that I want to get into is the NBA playoffs. I mean, we could talk draft lottery. That's set for next week. The Wizards have a equal share in potentially getting the number 1 overall pick. Are you boys watching any NBA action? Matt had a great line in the offline chat. So basically, every 4th or 5th game is a 50-point blowout, and he's right. I seem to be missing those games. I'm cluing in. Like I've watched every Nuggets Clippers game. That series has been awesome.
It's like the best series. Yeah,
it's great. I mean, the worst part about it is that I feel like Jokic is getting exposed a little bit, that maybe he's like he can beat up on scrub teams all day long, but when somebody's actually playing defense in front of him, there's consistently bad shot selection. And Aaron Gordon, I mean, if you saw that play, I mean, he bailed the whole team out basically. I mean, that was wild.
That was the closest buzzer beater I have ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, it cannot be any it cannot be any closer, right?
I'm still trying to understand, was the buzzer beater the fact that the ball made it through the hoop, even though it was still in his hand, or was it the fact that he let go? What counts more, the let go or that it's gone through the hoop?
The player has to have released the shot.
Right? But what if it's already through the hoop?
Well, I mean, he didn't necessarily dunk it in.
Yeah, he kind of did.
He kind of did. But the point is, you got to let go of the ball. That's what matters.
Of all the controversial calls over the weekend, we're going Clips Nuggets instead of Knicks. That's what we're gonna do.
I mean, if you want.
I mean, that controversial call with the Knicks, that should have been 3.
But does anyone care about the Knicks? I don't care.
No, but I mean, for the refs to come out, 15 minutes later and be like, "Oh, our bad."
Yeah, we changed. Yeah,
like that's insane.
I mean, look, the Thunder steamrolled the Grizzlies. I didn't see that coming. I thought Morant and company would at least get one, and then the Cavaliers just super boat raced the Heat. I mean, 140-80, I think, was the final.
Yes, at one point it was 125-70.
I mean, I like Tyler Hero, but like they should have just quit at halftime. I mean, that to do that at home too. Like we knew these teams were going to win these series, but not. I didn't have either one of them just going straight.
The Cavs have outscored the Heat 122 points over the 3 games. That is the largest margin in NBA history. Like it's crazy what they
tore them apart. Donovan Mitchell looks unstoppable right now, and I hope we get to see. I don't know if you guys have a rooting interest, Pacers or Bucks.
Pacers.
I mean, you're just going upset, or is that why?
I don't know if the Pacers aren't really
the higher seed, but
I'm going for the Wolves.
No, I'm saying between the Pacers and the Bucks, where are you falling?
Yes, the Pacers. I want the Pacers to go because I think that will be a much more entertaining series, matchup for matchup.
Sure, that's fair.
It's going to be a hard-fought series, but also the repercussions of the Pacers getting it. I'm very intrigued to see where Giannis decides to go. There's no way he's staying.
Milwaukee is like moving into the playoffs. Like,
well, I mean, first of all, feel terrible for Dame.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Like the only reason I'm pulling for the Bucks here, Giannis is a nice story, whatever. I don't really care. Dame is the guy for me that like he played 95% of his career in the Pacific Northwest where nobody nobody saw him to appreciate how good he was in Steph Curry's shadow.
Yes.
And now that he's got a little bit more breathing room, they can't get it together. And people will look back at this and say they shouldn't have tinkered and traded for Kuz from the Wiz. Like in the end, the Wizards like passed their garbage and curse over to them via Kuz, and they're gonna flame out and lose in the first round.
The Wizards have been doing good. They got rid of Beal, garbage.
But who do they exactly need right now that's not on their roster, Andy? Right now, who do they need?
The Wizards?
No, the Bucks.
It's not Middleton.
Middleton.
It's not
Yes.
Middleton. No.
Yes. They need a guy
absolutely not.
Just 10 points a game and play some defense. They don't have they can't get that out of Kuz. Kuzma literally put up the statistically the worst game in the history of NBA basketball, playoff basketball. How do you play 20? You and I in 5 minutes on an NBA court would at least have a turnover. Like he had nothing to show for 21 minutes of play. Nothing.
How does that surprise you?
We would definitely have a turnover. Yes.
A turnover. Maybe you get a rebound. I don't think I'm getting a steal off of an NBA player by any means.
First of all, the Bucks
turnover.
The Bucks messed up by going Doc Rivers. I love Doc Rivers.
I don't love Doc Rivers.
He's not sucks. As a man, he's a good guy. As a coach, he's terrible.
He's a terrible coach. He's a terrible coach.
But the Bucks messed themselves up by getting rid of Budenholzer, or however you pronounce it.
Yeah, the guy who's actually coaching Giannis and putting him, not just just capitulating to his superstar. Where has Doc has had more opportunities to coach more talent than Phil Jackson over the tenure of his career.
Yes.
And he has never been able to get it done. Never.
Yeah,
think about the loaded teams he had in Philly, the loaded teams he had in
LA
with LA with the Clippers, and now this loaded team. Like he sucks, dude. Sorry, he stinks. The Knicks, I don't care about. I don't care about that series whatsoever.
Can we talk about JJ and the Lakers and not subbing out for the entire second half? First time in 25 years? That's crazy.
I gotta be honest.
You don't care.
I love JJ.
Oh yeah.
Like I
love you are my stars go to work. That's why
the strategy was insane.
It was a terrible strategy.
He failed. He
treated it like a game 7.
But he's a coach. But he's an actual coach. Like you can, like he's not just a pretty face. Like he's not just the McVay of basketball, which is what everybody kind of he's out there and he's aggressively chewing the gum and cursing and whatever. There is showmanship in that, but it's clear he actually knows basketball as well.
Yeah.
Right. And he's trying to coach a team. This team is better without LeBron. I mean, that's the reality here is that they need to find a way. If he didn't play a minute in this series, I think it would be more competitive than it is right now. I don't think so. Because individual
depends on who's replacing LeBron. The roster as a whole is weak.
You just saw it with the Grizzlies. You in the playoffs where you're facing the same team repeatedly. You're not going to go one on all and win. You can't do it. LeBron is programmed to be the guy. He never seems like he has any interest in deferring to anybody ever.
Yeah, but the problem is he's also at the point in his career where he has no interest on giving it 100% on offense or 100% on defense. Like he's like to see him laughing with Ant when they're down 7 in the fourth, like Jordan and Kobe would never, ever.
Nor would Tim Duncan. Nor would Tracy McGrady, nor like any of these competitors.
LeBron is into his celebrity. He is not into his. He's not into the game anymore. He's done everything he needed to do for the game. He doesn't care about it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, look, in the end, there's no chance that. I mean, this is great. I mean, Stevie's.
What's happening?
This guy just came in.
What is happening?
Teasing. What?
How are you gonna start without me? How are you gonna start without me?
I mean, sounds like your business partner had some great proposals for you.
You said that it was maybe not going to happen, and we made a decision.
I thumbs up the WhatsApp chat. What does that even mean anymore? I thumbs it up.
Did you?
I thumbs it up. That's
what did you thumbs up? What about the business meeting? What happened to the business meeting?
I pushed it to tomorrow so I could be here for you guys, and you guys are doing it without me. I'm out. I'm starting.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Can I bring Dollar? Come on, we'll start our own podcast.
Oh yeah.
Everybody wants to. Yeah, he's giving us the finger because he's about to drop.
Dalla doesn't talk to guys or hang out with guys apparently.
Stevie, the question I asked the boys to start. What was the bigger story this week? Everything going on with the Caps or RFK?
I feel like Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, see, I knew
Bill Belichick being cucked by his girlfriend.
Bill Belichick is a big storyline right now, and yes, he is.
Are we talking DC or are we talking everybody
in
outside
DC?
of DC?
What's the biggest storyline? No, you got the Caps who are on the verge of a series win, and you've got RFK getting.
Like Steve's gonna say the Nats winning 4 out of 6.
I'm saying the Caps they were a top seed, so they were supposed to win. So this isn't up to win. And two,
give it to him, Stevie.
And two, it's just the first round, right? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay, the Redskins just announced.
Oh, I love this. Welcome back, Stevie.
They announced news that will change the District of Columbia
for
the next 50 years. Now we just need another 4 years for you know who.
Well, okay, but seriously, RFK is a huge deal, and that was exactly my point as well. We've been waiting 25 years for this announcement, and it's here. The Capitals should.
I don't think anybody's upset about it.
Yeah, it's not the bigger story.
I don't think it's the biggest story. We have a DC sports team in the playoffs. We have a preliminary deal in place, and the stadium's coming in 2030.
You have a press release.
Sure.
This many people care about the Caps. This many people care about the Commanders.
Pull up the rendering, Joe.
I care about the Commanders.
We talked about it.
Press release versus playoff game. You have 5 years to talk about the stadium. It's not the bigger story.
Just wait until they host what's the NHL do on New Year's? The Classic. Right, put that in a 60,000 person bubble with views of the Capitol or whatever.
Nobody's denying that it's not amazing, but it's not the bigger story.
You guys don't realize, or you're forgetting how far we were from that announcement just 2 years ago.
No,
I mean, this was a done deal.
Yeah.
This was so far removed from the realm of possibility 2 years ago.
It is amazing. Yeah. It was a press release versus a playoff game.
When did the Nats last play in RFK? Or DC
United? Who was the last? 08.
Was the DC United?
DC United was the last.
Yeah, and the Nats played at RFK. Nats played at RFK, Andy.
Yeah, they did.
Nats played at RFK?
Yeah, when they initially came in. Yeah.
2005.
And he was doing keg stands at in Richmond.
That was the last time like significant money was spent at RFK, I think, because for the MLS.
I mean, whenever I went to RFK, I was making out with a girl. Like I wasn't actually even watching sports.
This is dangerous. Every show with Andy, it's a toothbrush in the shower, and now it's okay. Like, all right, let's pull that thread.
RFK is a makeout spot.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have guessed it.
I mean,
when the U.S. national team goes to play Colombia or Costa Rica or whatever.
Now the topics converge. Yeah, exactly.
Currently RFK actually has gorgeous turf fields that me and my boys used to play baseball at all the time. So they did some renovations to it.
Yeah, my nephew's there all the time for his football.
I mean,
program.
it can't truly just be a lot of crumbling concrete for that long.
The point is,
I tried to steal a chair from RFK.
I don't know what to do with Andy. Like
he's just gonna give us one-line zingers until he
keep dropping in these one. Yeah, exactly. I made out with a girl, then I tried to steal a chair 10 or 15 years ago. It's okay.
It was a long time, a very long time.
Back in your Civic hatchback, that wasn't gonna work.
It worked.
Listen, it's a big deal for DC. I mean, and the Nats not sucking is kind of a big deal too. Like they're not as terrible as everybody expected them to be. Am I generally saying that right, Stevie? Right,
oh yeah, I mean they're the
500
ball club, scrappy, fun team. They claw every game. They're in a battle right now with the Phillies. Pitching has been incredible outside of Monday with Trevor Williams getting rocked, but young pitchers. James Wood is second in the National League in home runs. I mean, he's a legit superstar. Dylan Cruz, after a horribly slow start, has picked it up and is
when's he going to turn into the superstar that
it's his first season. I give him a little bit of time. He's shown glimpses of it. I mean, I was at the stadium for the Mets game on Sunday. seeing Juan Soto drop actually a Dylan Cruz ball in the 8th inning. I mean, 706. I can't wrap my brain. They committed $765 million to a really, really, really good bat and a mediocre to less than mediocre fielder for $765 million.
But this is not what they paid for, right? I mean, they paid for what they saw on the field or on the. I mean, the fall. I don't know where the fall off is started, but it didn't. They were expecting more, to say the very least.
I mean,
right?
Nathaniel Lowe
last year.
Nathaniel Lowe.
This is Albert Hainsworth syndrome. Get paid and chill out.
But this is guaranteed. This is 15 years. I mean, Nathaniel Lowe, we're paying $10 million, has the same numbers as Soto. Batting .250, 3 home runs, and 12 RBIs.
Soto's dead to me. It doesn't matter.
No, but the fall off here is incredible, right? Like this isn't normal. Like nobody falls off like this. Bryce never fell off like this.
No, Bryce is awesome.
Annoyingly awesome.
He got paid and he continued to perform.
And Max Scherzer got paid $210 million and won a World Series. So, it's going to be a historically bad contract, and Mets are going to Mets. That's what they do. That's
Matt the Met is like legit, like in his feelings. Every time I chat with him about baseball, he's like, "Yeah, I don't understand. I don't know."
It must suck to be
always
at the top of the ranking, but I have no faith in him.
No, and look at what the Braves have done, right? The Braves started 0-8, and then they've closed that gap now considerably. Like they'll be competitive in another week or two. As far as they may have already may be there. Let me look that up.
I will say
Braves are still a little bit behind, but is there an NFL equivalent to the Mets, like the Cowboys?
Maybe the Cowboys.
In what
maybe
sense?
The Bills.
Loaded with talent and underperforming?
I would say the Bills. Or maybe the Ravens.
You know that they're going to find a way to blow it.
Yeah, I would say the Lamar Ravens in the playoffs.
The Ravens, I think, are because they should be better than they
should be better. Everybody's shocked and surprised when they continually fumble in the playoffs.
Yes, I think it has to be the Ravens. Because it's not really fair to say the Bengals, like, they haven't consistently gotten there and gotten
either the Ravens or the Bills. One of those two.
I was going to say the Bills. It's kind of unfair. They've run into the Chiefs, but
I think you can make the argument for the Vikings too. The Vikings have gotten really close, with super close, and they just can't get over that hump. But
actually, I mean, the other New York team is the Jets.
But
they always suck.
But no one expects the Jets to be.
Yeah, but it's like, sign Aaron Rodgers, he carries the flag and then tears his Achilles.
Yeah. But the Mets were expected not just to compete, like they should be challenging for the whole thing.
Well, the Mets have the best record in baseball, so I don't want to sleep on that. I was talking about Soto is a disaster, but Pete Alonso has been awesome. I mean, that looking like a great signing.
Do you think he recovers from this, or do you think this is his new norm? He's done.
No.
He's been injured a lot. He has like inflammations and even I know like a bunch of injuries, right?
Inflammation. He's chubby.
Yeah, okay.
He's chubby.
I've had inflammation for 15 years.
But he wasn't chubby before, right? Like, this is a new problem.
He always had a little baby fat, but he's. I mean, you got
couple more spoons of caviar.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like he likes eating. He's going to be somewhere between his MVP season, or where he was at kind of the height of that 2019 season, and where he is now. He's not going to be this bad forever. The Mets are loaded. I mean, Frankie Lindor is legit.
I'm just surprised you're sleeping on the Braves, man. And they're 8-2 over their last 10. I mean, they're surging, and they're almost to 500. Like, they've got talent too.
No, I love the Braves. The Phillies are the best team in that division, top to bottom. But
freaking Bryce,
I think the Phillies are loaded. I mean, pitching, hitting, just 0 to 9.
I think I said it like 3 or 4 shows ago. I wish we had this version of Bryce. Like this mature team first.
He's awesome.
Like he is what he needed to grow into, but he just did it with the Phillies. And it's so annoying to see.
Yeah. Somehow my Bryce hatred is going down.
Yeah, because he's becoming a better human, and it's so frustrating.
It's hard to cheer against him when he's a better person. He's less douchey. He's a dad, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Right now, the NL West is unbelievable. I mean, like the Phillies, Braves, and Mets are the top 3 of the NL East, but the NL West top 3, Giants, Padres, Dodgers, are unbelievable. You throw in the Diamondbacks too. I mean,
15 and 13.
That's an incredible. They're just going to beat each other up, and all 3 of those teams will be there in October, and it's going to be fun.
Looking at like the Central, I mean, it's going to be the Cubs, right? I don't think,
but okay, the Cubs will find a way to blow it too.
yeah.
Sure. But I'm saying is from a playoff perspective, I mean, you're going to get 3 from the West, 1 out of the Central. 1.
Yeah. If you get 3 from the West, you can only get 1 from every other division.
Which means it's either Mets or Phillies or Braves. I mean, that's tough too, Stevie.
The hope is that the NL West teams beat each other up enough that you can slide in a wild card. Now, the question is where the Nats, like what would be the ceiling for this Nats team? Honestly, they get to like 80 wins. They go 500. They could be competing for a wild card in August, late August, September. That's the ceiling.
But that would also mean the Braves or the Phillies completely fell off, because I expect the Mets to be there, or somebody fell off completely. Somebody got, super injured, or the arms exploded, or something has to happen. It's just interesting to see that the way they started and how they're playing now. I mean, they're 6-4 over their last 10. I think FP was alluding to it. I think at one point they had won 8 of 10. I think something like that. So it's frustrating that they can't seem to put it all together consistently, right? Like you get great pitching for half a week and then you get bats, but you can't get them both.
Like it's something to the point where even it made it into my algorithm where they're talking about how the bullpen holds up, right? Like, can they hold up? Can they keep the late leads? If that made it to my algorithm, that's a big talking point.
That's the frustrating part, is your starting pitching has overproduced and is actually incredible. I mean, you got young arms, Trevor Williams, Jake Irvin, Mitchell Parker's playing incredible. I mean, these guys came out of nowhere. So you get this great surprise. And obviously Mackenzie Gore is their stud, but you get this great, okay, we got the pitching guys. Now the hitting guys are starting to hit. James Wood is a legit superstar. You're getting production from Nathaniel Lowe, Josh Bell, CJ Abrams is back from injury. And it's like, well, why didn't we just sign 2 or 3 arms in the bullpen to really lock this thing up? To really
ask your boy, where's your boy Rizzo these days? What's he doing these days?
If you believe it, he was handcuffed. I mean, the learners, you cannot be in ownership limbo or purgatory for this long.
So we need Teddy to step up and buy the team.
He doesn't know how much money he can spend.
But it sucks to be so good or so close, but not good enough to really.
I think it sucks to see the answer right in front of you and you can't do anything about it.
This assumes that he's actually handcuffed, though, right?
I mean, I have no reason not. When he has money, he spends it. When he's been given the opportunity, he spends it. So I have no reason to believe that. I mean, Leonsis should be focused on that now. The guy's got his lips off of Ovi's butt. So I think he's good now. He's focused on.
He's also got a stadium deal in place with the city to like he knows what he's going to spend on the building, right?
Like, does he not want to take over DC Sports? I don't understand. They're handing it to him on a silver platter. It's like, this is your chance to be Mr. DC.
Bring it back into the RFK conversation. Everything gets valued higher if the football team comes into the city and RFK gets rebuilt. Everything in the city skyrockets up.
FP,
so get in on the ground floor now by the Nationals.
And when you say ground, I mean, like, obviously it's not my money, it's not your money, but $2.2 billion versus $2.4 billion. Right. You really think any of these guys are going to take a loss?
Yeah.
You really think these are going to be, not revenue generating? I mean, it's stupid.
It's the difference between 28 months to get your money back in 30.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
You're 65 years old. Like, this is your legacy. Like, and you're going to hand it over to Zach, I assume. So hand over the Capitals and Wizards to Zach and build the Nats.
I mean, he has the framework in place with Monumental Plus and fixing the TV rights and all of that stuff.
Which was a big deal, by the way.
Huge deal.
Being able to
the framework is there. Just spend the money.
Yes. I mean, who's going to carry Nats games next season? Do we know?
Masson is not.
No,
I thought
Masson
it was
will cease.
Monumental Plus.
Yeah, I think Masson will cease to exist. I think Masson goes away.
I didn't look at. I use a different app.
Yeah.
But
Shady.
Bob Carpenter announced this is his last season calling Nats games. This guy's been calling games for 20 plus years.
Curly W.
So I assume Ryan Zimmerman will step in, guys like that.
Which is fine. I'm fine with all of that stuff. It's frustrating to hear somebody like you say one or two more pieces and you're legitimately competing, for a playoff berth. Whereas right now it's like, maybe you can do this or maybe not. It's going to suck to see some of this talent walk at the end of these contracts, because why would you stay here? Right. If you couldn't retain Soto, right. And you couldn't retain, and I can't go down this path. Like it still hurts, but think of all the talent that's coming. It literally just left DC because there wasn't enough pieces here to keep them here. Like money is a part of it, but I still believe that people want to win. I think Soto wants to win. I think, the Mets gave him the best opportunity to win, but also they were willing to pay him the most. This is what happens. Like, this is sports. I think these guys are professionals and they want to win. So how do you win here if you can't compete, when it comes to pitching, which is the problem right now?
Yeah. Next guy up on the money thing is CJ Abrams. You're getting a top 10 shortstop. You could lock him up this year. Young kid, I think he's less than 25 years old. So he's going to need to get paid. And then the question is James Wood, if he's a legit superstar, but he's a local kid. He's a Rockville boy. So hopefully he gets a hometown discount. But you're right.
Or you
pay
right. more because he's your hometown. Like, go the other way. Do what the Wizards are about to do next season with Bub. Pay him whatever he wants because he's going to be a stud for your team for a long time to come.
When did you start learning hockey players? How long have I been gone?
Basketball players, Stevie. This guy watches zero.
You said Wizards. Oh, you said Wizards. I think
Bub Carrington, local kid, very good. Yeah, exactly. Played all 82 games. You should check out the pod once in a while, Stevie.
Is he a brother? Is he a brother?
Yes, he's a brother. Yeah. Yes.
What's his name?
Bub. He goes by Bub. B-U-B.
All right. Don't they always draft like Jewish guys or Israeli guys?
Yeah, Jan Vesley every year.
Years past.
I am Jan. Here's my gorge. He just makes out with his girlfriend.
Yeah, he had a smoke show. I remember that.
I know you know that. Yeah. What else are you following these days, Steve? Are you watching? Did you watch WrestleMania?
No, I heard it stunk.
It was bad. You have the final boss who fails to make an appearance. I think it was apparently Triple H and The Rock agreed like it's time for him to. It's just weird to do it at the show. That
we may as well bring LP on here and talk MLS. My God.
No, you got Cena and what's his face now? And Randy Orton.
What's McAfee's deal with WrestleMania or WWE?
He's a ringside announcer. He's like JR. He calls every Raw.
Oh, he's every week he's there?
Yeah, every Monday night. Yeah. Every pay-per-view.
It's got to be a money thing. He doesn't actually care.
He's not terrible.
He hit a joint during his show.
Yes.
And offered it to the big guy, Mike McCarthy.
Yes.
Did Mike take it?
No.
Probably needed it.
No. But nobody cares. Nobody cares about Randy Orton. Like the WWE is being carried again by folks by names from 15 years ago, right? Cena and Orton are they just can't sell anybody else. Like they have a huge problem right now. TKO has a problem. They
should just put that Vince McMahon documentary on loop.
Well, I mean, Triple H did acknowledge him at the he acknowledged Vince at the Hall of Fame induction, right? That happens on WrestleMania weekend. He said, like, say what you want about him as a promoter and the owner of the brand, but he's also the grandfather to my kids. He's my father-in-law. He's the father of the woman I love. Like he actually gave a very nice, not toast, but it almost sounded like a eulogy, to be honest. Although he's not allowed to attend any of these events, and I'm sure Triple H didn't want him there. But yeah, WrestleMania. I mean, I don't know how you get 2 nights worth of people to fill a building to see. Like, it just isn't that much. It's actually wild. I mean, they did 2 separate shows on Saturday and Sunday night. The problem was that the Saturday main event was better than the Sunday main event by a lot. Like Cena he's too old to go 40 minutes with anybody, on a main card. So All right, nobody cares about that. We're going to talk about F1 now, or what? What's the next topic?
I would never subjugate you to F1 if you didn't care the way you do. Make me listen to Raw.
It's Raw. Like how? Okay.
You're not a 14-year-old boy. Who cares?
I did watch a Netflix show called Pop the Balloon.
Hilarious show. I mean, I see it on Instagram, but hilarious.
The Instagram though, that's the African one.
The concept is hilarious.
Is this the one where they walk into a room and then
you introduce yourself and you pop the balloon?
But the ones on X that I see, all the contestants are African.
That might just be your algorithm.
Or black people.
That might just be your algorithm.
No. Like Nigerians. Yeah.
It's then the men walk in and then the women pop each other's balloon, or the men
vice
pop.
versa. But
It can be either.
No.
But some of those brothers walk in, and there was
one where a woman walked in, very deep voice. All the balloons immediately popped.
Yeah. And when they get like a
funny concept.
When they get what they call a short king walks in, they just start popping.
Short
5'8" and under.
Oh, that's tough. Why would you agree to be on a show like this? This is tough. There can't be any money in it either.
No, you're looking for love.
I would love to we have friends that coordinate singles retreats. I want that game to be one of them.
It's a great game.
Can
Make
you
that the icebreaker?
Can you pop your own balloon? Can you commit balloon suicide?
No, that is.
So if I walk into a room of water buffaloes, I pop my own.
Yeah, you just you remove yourself. That's what I'm asking. Has anyone done that?
That would be a great wrinkle. That would be a great wrinkle.
But no, but that hasn't happened. I'm assuming.
No.
It's just of all the things you have to do. You make time for this show, Stevie.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Yeah.
You can't carve out 45 minutes for us, but
I'm not ashamed. I enjoy it.
Okay.
We can talk about tariffs.
We can talk about the freeze on tariffs. You want to talk about the collapsing housing market? You talk about that.
Should we discuss this on Signal? Maybe that's what we need. We need to invite Steve into a Signal chat.
That's. I already got odds on the first cabinet member gone. I'm shocked he survived this long.
Do I? I don't have Signal. Do you both have Signal?
Yeah.
For work or just for life?
No, for life.
Like, is it that much different than WhatsApp?
It is basically the best way to iMessage one of those poor people with an Android.
But how's it different than?
It is iMessage, but it's open source across all OS platforms.
How is that different than WhatsApp?
Because it's not owned by Meta; it's open source. So, in theory, it's secure via privacy. It's stupid.
Okay.
Via privacy, it's secure, but it's not actually secure.
Okay. Steve, are you hanging out for movie club?
I'm also watching the Nats game. First and third, one out. And I got a good Signal story, but I got to say it offline.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna hit the sounder, and we're gonna do movie club. You want to stick around for a bit?
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie The Accountant?
No,
Have you seen Ben Affleck movies?
No.
There's no way.
Just drop me off. Just bring me back.
Just stay. Just hang out. Just hang out. Let me get our. Where's our sounder here, FP? Is this a classic or get your popcorn? This is definitely not a classic.
No, popcorn.
Right? All right, here we go.
This is the Off-Season Movie Club. Get your popcorn and enjoy.
Okay, FP. This was your pick. 2016's The Accountant, starring Ben Affleck and Anna Kendrick, who can be hot at times. John Bernthal, J.K. Simmons, John Lithgow. Pretty well cast. The let's see, 53% on the tomato meter from fans, 7.3 on IMDb, 51% from Media Critic. Christian Wolf, played by Ben Affleck, is a mathematics savant with more affinity for numbers than people. Using a small-town CPA office as a cover, he makes his living as a freelance accountant for dangerous criminal organizations. With a treasury agent, J.K. Simmons, hot on his heels, Christian takes on a state-of-the-art robotics company as a legitimate client. As Wolf gets closer to the truth about a discrepancy that involves millions of dollars, the bounty count starts to rise. It is your pick, so I'd like you maybe you give me your thoughts first, and then I'll give you mine, and then we'll get into ratings.
I mean, very, very honestly, I only chose it because The Accountant 2 just came out, and I think I want to see it. So that's why I just wanted to rewatch it. So I figured, why not throw it into OMC? It's not a bad movie. I think it's a very well-made movie. And, remembering some of the talking points we had about previous movies we've discussed, it does a good job, I think, with cinematography, with developing the story, with giving you backstory. I think it does a good job with all of that. The whole concept or the plot, it's a little odd. It's like A Beautiful Mind meets John Wick. It's like two things that don't really mesh, but they found a way to make it work. Ben Affleck, I think, wasn't actually that bad in this movie, primarily because he didn't really have to talk in this movie. His acting was just shooting guns and blowing on his fingers. So
yes.
It wasn't a terrible movie.
Are you generally a Ben Affleck guy?
Like, there's one movie, Ben Affleck movie.
One movie that is way better than everything else he's ever done, which is Argo.
Yes, that is a fantastic
movie. It's way, 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 way in a different category when it comes to stuff that he's in over this. I would even say he as Batman is better than him as an invalid.
He wasn't terrible in The Town.
He was not terrible in The Town. That was
I don't
also
think I've seen Gone Girl, but I think he was pretty good in Gone Girl.
Okay. I still stand by my statement. Argo is his best flick. This one is interesting. It felt like it lost steam. Like, I don't know how else to say this, but like the story of, he's learning karate and he's doing this stuff. And like the backstory there was interesting, and like the development of like how he kind of came to be who he is. But then in a moment we snap from he's an accountant to a killer, and there's no real explanation as to how that happens or why he needs that skill set at all, unless I missed it.
Yeah, it was well established that his dad, from a young age, was developing them to be.
No. As a profession, why does the accountant also need to be a hitman?
He was in the military.
No, you're not. No, why? Like, what? Why does he need this skill set to do the accounting job?
He has the skill set aside from being an accountant.
Okay, so that's what I'm getting at.
And he uses it to protect himself, which is what we saw in this. Like, this movie is what you assume happened with all his past clients, where he uses his skill set.
So you think all of the clients that find out that he's on top of their trail of cooked books come after him, and he has to be able to defend himself?
Well, that's how you tie it into the J.K. Simmons treasury part of it, is if they go against his moral compass, which he doesn't care about what they're spending the money on, but if it goes against his moral compass, then he takes action, right? Or if they do something, then he takes action. It's just like, I have this ability to do this. If you make me use it, I will. But it's not like, hire me as you're an accountant because I can also kill a bunch of people.
Okay, I'm okay with that. Some of the timelines are messy. It transitions from like a thinking movie to a shoot 'em up movie very quickly, in my opinion.
There's a flip of the switch when the first guy dies at the robotics company.
Yes,
and then you go into
but it's a lot. Like it's a lot to take in, and I mean it's fine in the end. Like, it's kind of a ridiculous movie, right? With
it's Beautiful Mind meets John Wick meets Born Identity,
and he's laundering money for a living, completely off the radar. It's fine. Stevie, I know you're just kind of listening to us. We'll talk about this, but like, do you know anything about this movie? Has this ever popped up on your radar? The Accountant?
No, I got Argo.
Yeah, Argo. I mean, what do you think about Argo?
Argo F Yourself is the best.
Argo F Yourself is amazing. That is a complete flick from.
I mean, it's I don't know. You're saying you're kind of slurping it like it's a good movie. I don't know if it's a great movie.
Oh, Argo is a great movie. Tony
Medina.
Is
it?
Joe loves overly slurping some movies
because it's based on because it's a real story.
I'm aware of the Iranian crisis. Yes, thank you.
No, but sorry, not Tony Medina. Tony Mendez is like a real agent. That's a real story. Yeah, that's why for me it goes way up.
It's because you're Middle East.
It's hard to.
Okay, maybe
it's a good plot because it's a real story.
Yeah, like the source material was there for Affleck then to translate it on screen. Like he did a great job shooting that. Like he's the director of that film. Like he did a great job directing himself and being in that movie as well. That's all I'm saying.
It won Best Picture. It's huge.
And it should have. Like it still holds up even today. Like I don't think you change anything if you make that movie again right now. Like it's shot well. It's very good. Anyway, back to this Affleck flick. I don't generally like Ben Affleck movies. I think he's got like a Tobey Maguire, like I got one face type of thing to him. I don't know exactly how to describe it. You never get a ton of range out of him. Like he's supposed to be playing this like slightly awkward person, and he's kind of the same way everywhere. He's just kind of quiet. I agree with what you said. Part of the reason why I think he's better in this than in most is because he doesn't have to do a lot, right? But it's just like this is where I struggle sometimes with this idea that like we've been trying to find that woman, right? She's been trying to find the missing money or the trail of whatever for weeks and months, and he's like, just bring me all the files. And then one night later, he's coloring on the walls and he figured all of it out. Like it's too much, FP. Like it jumps around like trying to advance the story. And it's okay. Like it's okay. It's sloppy. I don't know what else to say. Like it's sloppy.
It's an
action movie. It's not very good. And as a thinking drama movie, it's okay, right? So like I don't know. It doesn't do either of them very well.
Listen, based on some of the last the last two movies we watched,
the last one was atrocious. Yes,
this is. I mean, at least it's a proper movie.
This is yes, I agree. It's also interesting that they get Accountant 2. They give a green light to a movie like 7 years later. Like it's not common that a sequel comes along this far along from the original. It's But I do think Anna Kendrick did a good job in this flick too. Like she's written to be cuter than she is in real life. She's got like kind of I'm not gonna say it, but like she's better. She looks better.
Girl Next Door hot.
No, she's hot.
Girl Next Door hot.
Like in general, like she's fine, right?
Yeah, pitch Perfect. She was hot.
I mean, she looks good in this movie too. Like, and it's
surrounded by duffs and dudes. It wasn't hard to look hot in that movie.
Does John Lithgow really strike you as an evil, like a bad guy? He's, to me, every time I see him pop up, he's the guy.
He was he was Trinity Killer in Dexter. He's a fantastic bad guy.
I don't know if to me, he's 30 Rock guy. He's just always going to be 30 Rock guy.
Fair.
And John Bernthal.
I love John Bernthal.
He's very good and he's very pivotal. And I think he actually gives the best performance in the entire movie. He's only on screen for about 15 minutes.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Yeah, I think he does a phenomenal job. But even then, the lack of reaction in the final, like in the penultimate scene where
they see each other.
Like there was something there, and you don't know how to connect it. I almost guessed maybe it's his brother, and then
they kind of allude to it in the scene where Bernthal's walking to kill the chick.
Yeah,
and he shoots at his brother. It's like they both acknowledge their existence without 100% knowing.
But then there's like a throwaway scene in that last scene where they're in the house and Ben Affleck is sniping through the window or whatever, and Braxton is talking to him, so he's like, "You never see the bullet coming through the wall."
Right? He knew by then it was his brother.
No, he didn't know that. He didn't know until he saw him on the screen.
No. You missed so much then. He 100% knew. Based on Lithgow.
All right, I gotta make a confession. I gotta confess.
You didn't watch it. You didn't pay attention.
No, I definitely watched it. I definitely fell asleep.
All right.
You missed it. I looked at the thing and it was like there's 7 minutes or 8 minutes to go, and it was the action sequence. I was like, okay,
listen, man.
This is not gonna be
if you're gonna drag me into an off-season movie club to discuss movies with you, don't make me do it if you're not gonna actually watch the movie.
I watched the movie. I watched the movie. It just wasn't in one sitting. I had to rewind.
Missed the pivotal scene then.
I had to rewind. I don't think he realized he was his brother until the end where he was sitting on the ground.
No, he realized it a lot earlier.
All Okay. Well, I'm happy that this phase of movie club is ending, and we're
No
going
more
back to
shooting
comedy.
movies for a while.
No, we're going back to comedy. Stevie, we need a comedy for next week.
Oh my god! I just watched You Mean Dupree.
I thought you were gonna do the Marley thing.
I feel like that's a regular repeater for you.
Oh, it's a great movie.
Yes,
Along Came Polly is the original.
I would love to watch that actually.
I haven't seen that one in ages.
Why don't we let Stevie pick one? But Stevie, you got to come on and talk with us.
If you guys don't start without me.
Well, give us more than a thumbs up next week that you're going to make the show, and then we can wait for you.
Stop prioritizing business partners over your podcast.
That's true too. FP, what's your rating for The Accountant? Let's get it. Let's make it official.
I'll give it a 2.5.
I think I'm good with a 2.5 as well. It's fine. It's fine. If you've never seen it,
grand scheme of movies.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm not stopping to watch it if I see it on TV. But if somebody says, "Hey, did you watch this?" I won't bash it completely.
Or what if somebody asks, "Should I watch it?"
If somebody says, "I want to watch The Accountant 2, should I see the first one?" I'll be like, "It wasn't terrible. You can get through it, and then you can go watch The Accountant 2."
Yeah, I mean it's basically a 2.5 with Rotten Tomatoes and Mediocre. Everybody's kind of basically the same pace.
Yeah.
But we officially now are moving into the month of May, and we've agreed that the month of May is to be comedy month. So Stevie, I threw out some titles earlier today to the boys. It's technically Andy's pick. I'm happy to accommodate you, but you gotta come up with something that we haven't seen, or most of us haven't seen.
All right. Yeah, just give me a little bit of time.
You got a day. You got a day. I'll tell you what's on my list. Have you? Well, I'm just curious. Have you seen the movie Accepted?
Oh, it's a great movie.
See, I told you, yeah, South Harmon is for everybody.
Oh, that's a great South Harmon
Institute of Technology. That's for everybody.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, that's a good one. Have you seen the classic Jim Carrey's The Cable Guy?
Yeah, of course. Dumb and Dumber, Liar, Liar.
What was the third one, FP, that I threw out? I threw out another good one that was good. It was Accepted and Cable Guy.
The Mask.
Dictator. Borat? Dictator.
Yeah, The Dictator.
Zohan, one of those.
I'd rather go classic.
I would love to revisit The Cable Guy. Dark comedy is kind of an area.
I mean, the one I probably will see. Should I let the cat out of the bag? I'm not a Happy Gilmore. I'm a Billy Madison over Happy Gilmore.
I think FP is also I think you're a Madison as well, right? I think you're a Billy Madison.
Madison over Gilmore.
I like Happy Gilmore because of Chubbs. I think Chubbs makes
Madison over Gilmore.
I like you because of Veronica Vaughn.
Yeah. You don't like the movie. You like the idea of answer the questions right, and you
that's amazing. And Chris Farley's great in that. R.I.P.
Chris Farley is
also
great.
True. Yeah.
Okay, you got a day, Stevie. Let's see what you come up with.
All right.
Those mid 2000s MTV classics.
They're the best.
The Harold and Kumar, the Mean Girls,
American
Dynamite, American Pie.
Never loved Harold and Kumar.
That was pretty good.
It was like a wacky hangover type movie. It was okay.
Superbad was probably the last of those.
Yeah. Superbad was like it was an era of movies where you just can't make those movies
what was
anymore.
His name in Superbad?
McLovin.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, we got a version of it with This Is How It Ends. I thought that movie was great. Everybody plays themselves. The first 3/4 of that movie is very funny. Very funny.
Until the insanity.
Yeah.
I give you a good one, a recent one, Old Dads. Old Dads?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what it's called?
With the comedians.
Yeah, my favorite comedian, Bill Burr.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Joe, that's a good one. You'll like that one.
It'd be up your alley. Yeah. I think it's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Bill Burr, what's his name?
I didn't realize
Bobby Cannavale or whatever his name is.
I didn't know Shane Gillis was in town last week.
Yeah, Cap One.
I think he did Capital One. Yeah,
I had no idea.
Skipped Dar and went straight to Capital One.
Massive venue for him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's up there.
Yeah, I mean,
he might be the biggest draw right now.
I think he's the next Kevin Hart. He's going to be in everything to the point where you get exhausted from him.
Well, it's also his Trump. He's become proprietary at this point.
I mean, Bud Light tried to unwoke themselves with him. So
they did it between him and Peyton. I think they successfully.
Yeah,
they did quite a bit.
Nobody's buying Bud Light still.
I mean, okay, but like they the damage control. I mean, he was the best or most helpful with regards. I think. Like, who else were you going to pull?
Yeah, but nobody's buying Bud Lights.
I mean, it's summertime now. It's Pacifico time.
It's Corona extra time.
You don't like Pacifico? You're not Pacifico, pal?
Corona guy. The best during COVID was when everybody stopped buying Corona and it went on discount because they're idiots. Scooping it up left and right.
Stevie, any final thoughts?
It's good to be back. Good to see you guys.
It is nice to see you, Stevie. I like that color on you too.
Happy Easter.
Brings out
Happy
your eyes.
Easter.
You got like a 2004 hemp necklace vibe going on here.
I'm in the middle of baseball season mania. Boys are off to a good start. Everybody's hitting. Everybody's pitching.
How often do you get in the on the mound? Throw some heaters.
I throw BP all the time.
No, but like really unwind. Did you ever see that movie with Dennis Quaid, The Rookie?
You know what I started doing, which we should actually set up, is me and the boys go to Glendon, which is the turf field out here in Vienna that you all know about. And we do a bunch of different drills, but one of them is outfield pop-ups. And I take their bats, their metal bats, and I just start crushing them. And I'm probably hitting every fifth one over the fence, 200 feet. I'm not even trying because those metal bats, man, the ball just jumps off of those.
I love that sound.
It's fun. We should do a home run derby there.
I won't do that, but I'll meet you for beers after at Bear Branch.
Or Caboose.
Original Caboose, the better one.
This guy's a faker. Can I call people out at the end? This guy, every time I say come to the dog park, this guy never responds. This guy's the worst.
You're the worst. You give me 45 minutes heads up.
That's not true. I give you a 24-hour notice.
45 minutes.
I got for this podcast.
Yeah, it's 3 p.m. It's a nice day outside. You want to go to the dog park?
This guy's forgotten his Vienna roots. And you too, Joe. I'm looking at you too. Don't forget your Vienna roots.
What do you mean I forgot my free? What do you? How was that?
When was the last
every
time?
72 hours.
When was the last time you were in the town limits?
I was in the town limits on Saturday afternoon.
You go to the Taste of Vienna
at Lido Pizza.
That's Falls Church. Don't even.
No, there's a Lido. There's a Lido right behind the vacuum shop on Maple. It's right there. Yes. No. You don't know where the Lido Pizza is in Vienna?
No, I only know the one on that sketchy area in Pimmin Hills.
No, donkey. No, there's a
29th and Parallel.
Oh, that's
you can't miss it. It's in the little strip mall. It's like a little. It's a very tiny little.
I went to that coffee shop that he just dropped.
29th and Parallel.
There's a Plaka Grill there.
That's where the Plaka Grill. There's no second location. Yeah.
There's another one. No, there's another one in Falls Church.
Really?
No, it's the only. There's two Plakas.
Gyro.
I guarantee you, there's another one in Falls Church.
No,
I could do gyro. I could do a gyro right now.
Plaka's so good.
With the
Chicago Plaka.
I've been crushing these 6-piece nuggets at McDonald's because the second one's $1.
Everything goes back. There's no getting away from your roots.
How amazing is that?
You used to be a Wendy's nugget guy.
What sauce do you use with your nuggets?
No. When you go to Chick-fil-A, you go honey mustard. No. You need barbecue.
You go hot mustard.
Hot mustard.
No, barbecue.
I'm with you, Joe. Hot mustard.
Barbecue.
No, you need barbecue.
Wow. Barbecue's terrible.
Have you done the Big Mac sub McChickens or not yet?
I tried that. It wasn't good.
I didn't like it either.
No.
So other people go to McDonald's besides me.
Bro, I love McDonald's.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? My life is in a car. I was about to drop her name. My wife gets pissed all the time because
McDonald's breakfast trumps everything else.
I love a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit.
I just told this beta Vienna parent that I took my kids there. He acted like I poisoned them.
Yeah. No.
Listen, sometimes it's good enough for your president. It's good enough for your kids.
Sometimes you just want I just want a plain McDouble.
I go McDouble only cheese.
Yeah. McDouble only cheese, and sometimes I add the diced onions. I like the onions.
No, I'll do the chicken. I'll do the McChicken over McDouble.
Too much mayo.
Yeah.
No such thing.
Too much mayo.
Yeah, Stevie loves the gloop.
Although I went on, we had
but barbecue from McDonald's is that is a crime.
Yeah,
it's heinous.
It's the best. Sour. I didn't know anyone gets anything else.
Low key, if you want to do, if you're ever going to eat your nuggets at home, if they can make it there, which I don't think I've ever had nuggets that make it home. If you eat it with mambo sauce, phenomenal.
Where are you getting that from?
The grocery store.
Oh, no. Oh, man. McDonald's hits a very specific, like, nerve.
It's delicious.
Yeah, it has to be eaten. It has to, like, burn the ceiling or the roof of your mouth. You got to wash it down with a Diet Coke, extra ice.
McDonald's Diet Coke is different. It's
Coke is on the
fantastic.
record saying they make it's a proprietary blend for McDonald's. That's why it tastes
and
it's Sprite.
Amazing.
No Coke Zero from McDonald's. It's Diet Coke from McDonald's. Coke Zero everywhere else.
What I did do is we had a guest in town. Actually, I think both of you know him, but I won't drop his name. But was staying at my place. Took him to Best Buns for breakfast. This is a big guy. And,
solid breakfast sandwich.
That bacon, egg, and cheese on that ice box toast.
I haven't been there. We got one next.
No, you would love it.
Joe,
breakfast sandwiches.
Hit me up. Let's do it. I'm not going to invite FP because he's going to bail. I'm not
I'm not going to bail. Just give me more than 45 minutes.
Isn't there one in Fairfax, like near 11911? No,
Shirlington. There's actually one near
Springfield and Tyson's.
Tyson's.
Is there one next to Patsy's?
The one in Tyson is attached to Patsy's.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
The one in Shirlington is attached to.
Okay, what do you? Let's go tomorrow. Let's go tomorrow morning. I'm going to 11911.
All right, I'm in. No, I can't go to Fairfax. Come to Tyson's.
Well, I'm saying we go there first at 5:30.
Don't forget your roots.
Don't point your finger at me. Also, why is the back of Patsy's under extreme construction? What's happening back there?
Ask Coach Pudge.
All right, boys. Thank you. Let's put this one in the bag. Thank you very much. We'll be back next week. Movie for the week, TBD. We'll see what Andy comes up with. Stevie, you're on the clock too. See what you can come up with that we haven't seen. Maybe throw out a couple titles for us tomorrow. We'll pick something and we'll convene next week, Monday, hopefully, maybe Tuesday, depending on the cap schedule, to talk about all things DC next week as well. FP, thanks for hanging out. Stevie, it was good to see you. Welcome back. Always nice to have you on the show. Andy, thank you for hanging out too. The show is DTC, Defeating the Curse. You can get it wherever you download your podcast. You can watch it anytime on YouTube and on X and on Facebook. Basically, if you want to watch the show, you can. And if you prefer to listen, you can do that as well. Till next week, my name is Joe. DTC, we are out.